Google Earth Pro is one of the tools that we use to examine GIS data. Here we have marked on the map the location of an incident that occurred at approximately 1955 on the 19th of February 2010. We open the file that we have forensically extracted from the SatNav. In this case the device was a Garmin 250. We find the information from the SatNav in the Places area, and we expand it. We see waypoints and tracks. Here we're only interested in the tracks, so we're going to ignore any data in the waypoints. And what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in to see what we have. First thing we see is that our SatNav has been at the incident scene. The next thing that we need to find out is when it was there. So we're going to do a little bit more pruning down of information in the tracks. Here we see all of the tracks that have been stored in the SatNav, and what we're going to do is we're only going to examine those for the 19th of February 2010. So we remove all of the other data. Right, the next thing that we can see is that we have arrows pointing up the street and arrows pointing down the street. The arrows pointing up the street we can see are at 1321 to be precise. The arrows pointing down the street, 1954. We're interested in movement at 1955. So we're going to remove any data that was acquired before our incident. Remove this log, this one, and this one. Now we only have arrows pointing down the street. So we have an arrow here close to our incident, one just beyond our incident, one a few meters before it, another one a few meters after it, and we're going to look at these in some detail. The first one, we see that the data for this location was acquired at 1954 and 33 seconds. At the time the vehicle was travelling at 27.2 miles per hour. At the scene we have data acquired at 1954 and 36 seconds, and the vehicle was travelling at 23.2 miles per hour. just beyond the scene at 19:54 and 37 seconds, which is 1 second after the previous data, we have the vehicle travelling at 21.2 miles per hour. And the final bit of data we're going to consider here is at 19:54 and 40 seconds, we have the vehicle travelling at 18.3 miles per hour. So between this point here, where the vehicle was travelling at 27.2 miles per hour, and this point here, where the vehicle was travelling at 18.3 miles per hour, 7 seconds has elapsed. So we have a 7-second view of what the vehicle was doing between here, and we can tell from the data that the vehicle was slowing down. One of the things that we can do with Google Earth is use the street view to recreate the journey. So this is a view of the scene for a vehicle travelling in the same way that our SatNav was travelling when it was slowing down. And we will follow the route through the scene being in the centre of the box junction. And we've travelled through the scene. One of the beauties of Google Earth is that it allows us to have a good look at the scene. So here we are now in the middle of the box junction, and we can have a full 360-degree view of road markings, traffic lights, buildings, junctions, signs. Anything that may help us with the examination of this scene. Full 360-degree view of the scene is available with Google Earth Street View. This technique is useful in recreating the location and movement of a SatNav in relation to an incident being investigated. Thank you very much for watching this video.